Every day, organizations rely on forms for requests, approvals, and internal processes. But paper forms, email trails, and spreadsheets often create delays and make tracking difficult. With InvexERP's Form Builder, you can digitize any business process and automate approvals in minutes. And I'm going to show you how with InvexERP for Business Cloud. So with InvexERP for Business Cloud, you can automate every form process within your workspace. For example, I can go to my form forms and approval workspace, and I'm able to create both internal company forms and even public form. But in this case, we're going to be focusing on how InvexERP for Business Cloud is helping our internal form process. So here you can see I have a ton of forms here, and I'm able to create any kind of form at all and then create the approval workflow. For example, let's say I want to create or automate my travel request form, for example. So I can create, for example, I have a travel request form template here. I can edit this template if I don't want to build from scratch. Okay, here it gives you a document number and document tracking number. You're able to create that. You're also able to create the department that can apply or can use this form. So it gives you so for example, this is for any department, right? So you're able also to create, to narrow it down to any department within your organization. Okay. So whether it's by department or by job grade or any kind of criteria. So you're able to create all of that. And then you can then go on to the form builder. You can design your own form. So you can see this is your form builder interface. So we have the department, we have the email, we have the name, we have the travel dates, the travel start date, travel end date, destination, purpose for travel, and all of this information are all here. Okay. So if I want to create any other component, for example, I have a rich component options here. Okay, I can create any kind of option. So, for example, I want to add a drop down. For example, a drop down menu for selection. So now I can click and drag, can drag it to anywhere. Okay, so I can click component, drag component, and set up the component settings. I can select how many options I want to have in this component. So these are just component settings, for example. So, but the more important one is your approval workflow. So within the approval workflow system, you're able to create your approval levels. So this is my approvals. I can create what are the signatory levels. For example, once I create my travel request, it should go to my department lead, for example. I can choose whether it should go to my department lead first, and then my department lead approves, and then it can go to the second approval level. For example, I can choose, okay, after department lead, it can go to the HR manager. Okay, can so route it to HR. So HR has to approve next. Then I can add another approval level. I can make this three. This is just two approval level. I can make the three approval level. Okay. So after HR, it can then go to, for example, admin. Okay. So I can take it to admin, and admin is the final approval level. And this is department wide approval. So I can also narrow it down to who in admin must approve this. So I can say in admin, this user should approve this request. Let's say it's Chile, for example. So this, I can set up all of this within my form, and then we can go on and publish. So once I publish my form, then it's now a form within my organization that employees can use to send requisition and route for approval. For example, I can go to requisition, for example, request and approval, right? Once I'm on my requisition, and then I can create a new request, for example. So once I create a new request, then I can choose whatever form I want to, whatever form can be a travel request form, or any kind of any form that has been created within my organization. I'm able to fill it up from here. Okay, so that's how you can create your customized form for approval process. So once you have published your form within the InvexERP for Business Cloud, then you can see here I have my employee travel request. Then I'm able to see all other options. I can publish this form through a link, or I can directly create a QR code. I can create a QR code out of this form that my employee can scan and fill the form. Okay, so you have all these options, and then employees can fill the form directly from either their mobile phone or within or using their system. So here you can see fill the form. So once I click fill this form, I can fill the form. Okay, so this is me. This is the form template. Okay, so I'm able to fill this form and then route it and submit it and route it to my approval level. So InvexERP for Business Cloud is able to help you automate your business process with the form builder. You can create any form for any kind of business process and automate it in minutes. Thank you.